The stars glittered against the blackness of space as the massive alien ship approached Earth. It was 3 times larger than the biggest human vessel ever built. Its surface shimmered with strange lights that pulsed in patterns no human engineer had ever seen. Admiral John Carter stood at the viewing deck of the orbital platform Unity Station. His back was straight, his uniform crisp. He had practiced this moment 1,000 times in his mind, but nothing could truly prepare humanity for first contact with the Galactic Council. "They're hailing us, sir," said Lieutenant Olivia Hayes, her fingers moving quickly across the communication panel. Carter nodded. "Put them through." The screen flickered to life, revealing a tall, slender being with pale blue skin and large almond-shaped eyes. 4 small breathing holes replaced what would have been a nose on a human face. "I am Salvor, emissary of the Galactic Council, a federation of 237 spacefaring species," the alien said in perfect English. "We come in peace to welcome humanity to the greater galactic community." Carter stepped forward. "I am Admiral John Carter of the United Earth Defense Fleet. On behalf of all humans, we welcome you to our solar system." The alien's eyes widened slightly. "Your translation technology is impressive for a species so young, as is your unified planetary defense force." Zalvor tilted his head. "Our records show your species achieved faster-than-light travel only 30 Earth years ago." 28, Carter corrected politely. "Most remarkable. Only 12 other species have independently developed FTL technology without assistance." Behind Carter, the human delegation exchanged glances. This was high praise, even they could tell. Zalvor continued, "We would like to invite a human delegation to our diplomatic vessel to discuss Earth's future relationship with the Council. We typically offer protectorate status to emerging species, providing technology, protection, and guidance as you continue to develop." Carter's expression remained neutral, but his eyes hardened slightly. "Protectorate status. What would that entail exactly?" "Council advisors would help manage your expansion, ensuring you don't accidentally violate the territories or customs of established species. Your ships would be permitted travel within designated sectors. In return, we ask only for certain resource concessions and compliance with Council directives." The chamber fell silent. Carter exchanged a look with General Frank Mitchell and Dr. Diane Powell, Earth's leading xenoanthropologist. "And what would be required for full membership status?" Carter asked. Zalvor's breathing holes fluttered in what might have been surprise. "Full membership. That typically requires centuries of development and contribution to the galactic community. Most species aren't ready for such responsibility for at least 300 years after first contact." Carter smiled. "With all due respect, Emissary Xalvor, Earth has a long history of exceeding expectations. We would prefer to discuss terms for eventual full membership rather than protectorate status." The alien's posture stiffened. "Admiral Carter, I don't believe you understand the complexity of galactic politics. There are dangerous species, ancient conflicts, and delicate alliances that require careful navigation." "Then we have much to learn," Carter replied. "But we prefer to learn as equals, not as subordinates." Zalvor was silent for a moment. "I will convey your unusual request to the Council. In the meantime, we will establish a minimal diplomatic presence in your system." After the communication ended, General Mitchell turned to Carter. "You think they'll take us seriously?" Carter watched the alien ship through the viewport. "Probably not yet. They'll dismiss us as another stubborn young species." He smiled slightly. "But they'll remember this conversation when they realize what humanity is truly capable of." Dr. Powell nodded. "They underestimate us already. Did you notice how surprised the emissary was by our technology?" "Yes," Carter said. "And in my experience, underestimation is a powerful advantage." He turned to face the gathered representatives of Earth. "Ladies and gentlemen, today humanity has taken its first step onto the galactic stage. They may see us as children now, but they'll soon discover we're quick learners." Outside, the stars continued their silent watch as humanity's future began to unfold in ways no one, human or alien, could possibly predict. 5 years passed since first contact. Humans pushed forward, settling the nearby star system of Proxima Centauri. The small colony there grew slowly under the watchful eye of Lieutenant Susan Miller. At 32 years old, she commanded Earth's only military outpost in the system. It wasn't much, just 2 small cruisers and a space station built into an asteroid. Miller sat in her office reviewing reports when alarms blared across the station. "Lieutenant," called out Officer Paul Wright as he rushed into the room. 6 unknown ships just entered the system. They're heading straight for the colony. Miller frowned. "Are they Council ships?" "No, ma'am. Different design. They're not responding to hails." Miller hurried to the command center where screens showed the approaching vessels. They were angular, with sharp points and glowing red engines. "Get me Admiral Carter," Miller ordered. Carter's face appeared on screen moments later. "Miller, we're getting your alert. Those are Kalari ships." "Kalari? I don't recognize that species from the briefings." Carter's expression darkened. "They're a militant species on the edge of Council space. They like to test new species defenses. This is a common pattern. They probe for weakness." "What's our protocol here, sir?" "Defend the colony at all costs. But be careful. The Kalari are looking for an excuse to escalate. This is a test, Miller." The communication cut off as energy blasts from the lead Kalari ship struck the station's outer shields. "Shields holding at 92%, reported Officer Sam Green. Miller assessed her options quickly. 2 small cruisers against 6 enemy ships with unknown capabilities. The odds weren't good. "Deploy both cruisers," she ordered. "I'll command the Unity. Greg, you take the Defiant." Within minutes, Miller sat on the bridge of the Unity as it moved to intercept the alien fleet. The second human cruiser flanked to the right. "They're powering up weapons across all ships," said the sensor officer. Miller tapped her console. "Activate quantum displacement shields." The crew exchanged nervous glances. The quantum shields were brand new technology, barely tested outside of Earth laboratories. "Ma'am, are you sure?" asked her second in command. "Those shields haven't been field tested. Now we test them," Miller said firmly. The Kalari ships fired in unison. Brilliant beams of energy lanced toward the human vessels. But instead of hitting shields, the energy seemed to vanish before contact. "Quantum displacement functioning at 100%, reported the shield operator with surprise in his voice. "Their weapons aren't even making impact." The Kalari ships fired again, with the same result. Miller smiled. "Now it's our turn. Target their propulsion systems only. Fire precision beams." The Unity fired, its blue energy beams striking the first Kalari ship with surgical precision. The alien vessel listed to one side, its engines darkening. "Second ship targeted," called the weapons officer. One by one, the human vessels disabled the Kalari ships, not destroyed, just unable to move or fight. "Open a channel to their lid ship," Miller ordered. A harsh reptilian face appeared on screen. The alien had scales, ridges, and angry yellow eyes. "This is Lieutenant Susan Miller of Earth's Defense Fleet. Your ships have been disabled but not destroyed. We have no wish for conflict. Leave our space immediately when repairs are complete." The alien snarled something before the transmission cut off. Within hours, the disabled Kalari ships limped away from Proxima Centauri. News of the encounter spread quickly through Council space. Humans had defeated a Kalari attack force 5 times their size without a single casualty. Even more shocking to the Council, humans possessed quantum displacement shield technology, something Council scientists had theorized but believed impossible to create. In his office on Earth, Admiral Carter received the first of many urgent messages from the Galactic Council. The tone had changed dramatically. No longer was Earth viewed as a curiosity. The Proxima miracle, as aliens were calling it, had caught everyone's attention. "Well done, Lieutenant Miller," Carter said quietly to himself as he read her report. You just changed the game. Across the galaxy, the Galactic Council called an emergency session to discuss the humans, a species that suddenly seemed far more significant than anyone had realized. The Great Hall of the Galactic Council buzzed with nervous energy. Nearly 200 alien representatives gathered in the enormous circular chamber. Some floated in special tanks. Others stood on platform adjusters to match the standard height. A few wore breathing masks to filter the air. At the center stood Grand Counselor, Genlaw of the Aetheri species. His skin shimmered like polished silver, a sign of his species' great age. The Aetheri had been among the first to join the Council 10,000 years ago. This emergency session will come to order, Genlaw announced, his voice carrying across the hall without need for amplification. We gather to discuss the recent incident at Proxima Centauri involving the humans and the V'K'leri. Many representatives shifted uncomfortably. The V'K'leri representative glared from the corner with his yellow eyes. Security Chief Drex will present the report, Genlaw continued. A stocky, red-skinned alien stepped forward. Chief Drex commanded the Council's security forces. His 4 arms held different data devices as he spoke. The humans defeated a V'K'leri battle group with minimal forces, Drex began. 2 small cruisers against 6 V'K'leri warships. The humans suffered 0 casualties while completely disabling the V'K'leri fleet. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Drex continued. Most concerning is their use of quantum displacement shield technology. Our scientists believe such technology was at least 500 years beyond a species at their development stage. How did they acquire this technology? Demanded a representative from the back. They didn't acquire it, Drex replied grimly. They developed it independently. The murmurs grew louder. I move that we immediately classify humans as a level 3 threat, called out a reptilian counselor. Their advancement rate is dangerously high. A floating jellyfish-like being pulsed with blue light as it spoke. Overreaction. The humans only defended themselves. They showed restraint by not destroying the V'K'leri ships. The debate grew heated. Elder species urged caution and observation. Younger, more aggressive species demanded containment measures. Some suggested offering advanced technology to bind humans to the Council. Others wanted military displays to remind humans of their place. Junior Counselor Miratel, representing one of the newer Council species, rose to speak. Her feathered head crest extended in excitement. What if we've misjudged the humans from the beginning? She asked. Their advancement is unprecedented. Perhaps we should offer them full membership immediately, before they develop beyond our ability to integrate them. The chamber erupted in objections. Rewarding aggression sets a dangerous precedent, shouted one counselor. They've barely left their solar system, cried another. Genlaw raised his hand for silence. We will not rush to judgment. Humanity is an anomaly that requires further study. I propose we dispatch the silent observers to Earth. The chamber grew quiet. The silent observers were the Council's elite intelligence unit, equipped with the most advanced stealth technology in the galaxy. We will gather more information before deciding our approach, Genlaw concluded. This session is adjourned. As the representatives filed out, Security Chief Drex approached Genlaw privately. The humans may detect our observers, Drex warned. Their sensor technology is surprisingly advanced. Genlaw's silver skin rippled with doubt. They are still young. Their technology cannot match 10,000 years of Council development. The Proxima incident suggests otherwise, Drex replied quietly. On Earth, William Grant walked his dog along a quiet beach near Seattle. At 65, the retired engineer still had sharp eyes. He noticed something odd in the water, a slight distortion in the air, like heat waves on a cool morning. Grant stopped, staring curiously. For just a moment, he thought he saw something metallic beneath the distortion. He took off his glasses, cleaned them, and looked again. The distortion was gone. Probably nothing, he muttered to his dog. But I should call that number they gave us at the retirement seminar. just in case. He had no way of knowing he had just spotted one of the silent observer's cloaked probes, the first human to do so. The wheels of galactic politics were about to spin in unexpected directions. William Grant's discovery of the alien probe set off a quiet alarm across Earth's defense network. Within hours, Commander Lisa Rodriguez of the Earth Defense Fleet sat in a secure room beneath the Pentagon. 5 others joined her, 2 military officers, 2 scientists, and a government official. Mr. Grant's report matches 3 other sightings in the past week, Rodriguez said, pointing to a map on the wall screen. Red dots marked locations across the globe. We believe the Galactic Council is watching us. Dr. Jack Monroe nodded. He was Earth's leading expert on alien technology, with wild gray hair and tired eyes from too many late nights in his lab. Can we catch one of these probes? Asked General Peter Howard. Already did, Monroe replied with a small smile. He placed a metal case on the table and opened it. Inside lay what looked like a silver basketball split in half. Strange symbols covered its surface, found it underwater near Australia. It was damaged, probably from a shark attack. Rodriguez leaned forward. Can you make it work? Figure out what they're looking for. Better, Monroe said. I can reverse engineer it. Give us similar technology. The meeting lasted 3 more hours. By the end, Operation Glasshouse was born. 2 days later, representatives from all Earth governments met in secret at a location in Switzerland. They gathered in an ordinary-looking hotel conference room, but special technology blocked all signals from entering or leaving. President Julia Barnes of the North American Alliance stood at the front of the room. The Council is watching us. We have 2 choices. Confront them or use this to our advantage. The room filled with heated debate. Some wanted to capture all alien probes. Others suggested formal complaints to the Council. A few even proposed military action. President Barnes raised her hand for silence. We will not start a conflict we might not win. Instead, we'll show them exactly what we want them to see. Operation Glasshouse began the next day. Earth did not try to find and destroy all the alien probes. Instead, they allowed the probes to observe selected activities. Military bases performed basic drills. Scientists worked on simple projects. But the most advanced research moved to hidden facilities deep underground or on the dark side of the moon. At the same time, carefully created false information spread through networks the aliens might access. Plans for weapons that wouldn't work. Research into technologies humanity had already surpassed. Meanwhile, Admiral John Carter prepared for a diplomatic mission to the Council homeworld. His ship, the UES Horizon, was Earth's newest vessel. It looked simple from the outside, hiding its true capabilities. Remember, Rodriguez told Carter before he left, they're watching everything. Every word, every action. Carter nodded. That's exactly what I'm counting on. The journey to the Council homeworld took 3 weeks. Carter used that time to study everything known about Council species and their politics. When the Horizon arrived, it was escorted by 4 Council ships to a special docking area away from the main spaceport. Carter led a small team to the Council's diplomatic center. An aide from the Aetheri species met them. The Council has granted you 10 minutes to present your case, the aide said coldly. Carter smiled. That will be enough. In the grand meeting hall, Carter stood before a panel of senior Council representatives. He began with formal greetings in each species' native language. Earth comes seeking friendship and exchange, Carter said. We offer technological cooperation in areas of mutual benefit. He presented a list of technologies Earth was willing to share. The list was impressive but carefully chosen. Nothing that would reveal Earth's true capabilities, but enough to seem generous. Then came his subtle demonstration. Carter mentioned specific details about Council species that had never been shared with humans. He referenced private Council debates about Earth. He even quoted from a classified report on human military capabilities. The message was clear. Earth knew it was being watched and had allowed it. We look forward to a productive relationship, Carter concluded, one based on mutual respect. As he left the chamber, Carter heard the worried whispers behind him. Phase 1 of Earth's response was complete. The Watchers now knew they were being watched in return. 3 months after Admiral Carter's mission, an urgent message arrived from the Galactic Council. The Arcturian system was in crisis. Their sun had begun an unexpected phase transition that would soon make their planets too hot for life. 3 council species called the system home. Billions of lives were at risk. The council's greatest scientists had tried and failed to stabilize the star. Now, in desperation, they asked if humans had any ideas. In her lab at the Earth Science Academy, Dr. Catherine Ward reviewed the data from the Arcturian sun. At 41, she was Earth's leading expert on stellar physics. Her team had spent years developing theories about star stabilization. It's exactly the kind of stellar decay we've been studying, Ward told the emergency meeting of Earth's leaders. We have a theory that might work, but we've never tested it on a real star. President Barnes looked around the table. What are our chances of success? 60%, Ward answered honestly. Maybe less. The math works on paper, but stars are complex systems. Admiral Carter, recently returned from his mission, spoke up. If we succeed, it changes everything in our relationship with the Council. And if we fail, asked General Howard, then we've simply tried and failed, like their own scientists, Carter replied. But we will have shown we were willing to help. The vote was unanimous. Earth would attempt to save the Arcturian system. The science vessel UES Einstein prepared for the mission. It carried Ward's experimental device, a massive ring-shaped machine that could inject specialized plasma into specific layers of a star. The theory suggested this would reset the fusion processes that had begun to fail. Captain Alan Russell commanded the Einstein. He had worked with Ward during the device's development and understood the science better than most. We'll have one chance, Ward explained as they approached the Arcturian system. Once we deploy the device, we can't retrieve it. When they arrived, they found a system in chaos. Evacuation ships orbited the 3 habitable planets. The star glowed an angry red, with massive flares erupting from its surface. 10 Council science vessels hovered nearby, monitoring the deterioration. The Einstein took position near the star. Council ships approached cautiously. This is Captain Russell of the Earth vessel Einstein. We're here to attempt stellar stabilization. Please maintain safe distance. The Council ships moved back. Their sensors focused on the human vessel, recording everything. Ward's team prepared the device. Deployment in 3 minutes, she announced. The massive ring separated from the Einstein and moved toward the star. Automated systems guided it into position. Plasma injection beginning, Ward said. Her voice was calm, but her hands shook slightly. The ring glowed bright blue as it released specialized plasma into the star. For several minutes, nothing seemed to happen. Then the star's surface began to change color, shifting from angry red to a more stable orange. It's working, one of Ward's assistants shouted. Too early to celebrate, Ward cautioned. We need to see if the reaction stabilizes. For 6 tense hours, they watched and waited. The star's erratic flares gradually subsided. Core temperature readings showed the fusion process returning to normal parameters. Finally, Ward allowed herself a small smile. Stabilization achieved. The star should remain stable for at least another billion years. Cheers erupted on the Einstein's bridge. Captain Russell opened a channel to the Council ships. The procedure was successful. We'll provide all data and methodology to your scientists. The lead Council vessel responded after a long pause. The Arcturian peoples thank you. The Council thanks you. That simple message couldn't hide their shock. Humans had solved a problem their best minds couldn't tackle, using theory and technology they hadn't even known existed. As the Einstein prepared to return home, a private message arrived for Dr. Ward. It came from the oldest Council species, the Aetheri. We have existed for 50,000 years, the message read. In that time, We have never seen a young species achieve what you have done today. The Council will not forget this. Ward shared the message with Captain Russell. Neither spoke for a moment, both understanding what this meant. Humanity had saved billions of lives, but they had also changed the galaxy's perception of Earth forever. The success of the Arcturian rescue mission changed how many in the galaxy viewed humanity. While the Council debated what to do next, other parties saw opportunity. The Mercantile Consortium, a powerful economic group within the Council, decided to act. The consortium was led by the Tyrillian species, known for their business skills and profit-focused mindset. The Tyrillians looked like tall, thin humans with smooth gray skin and six-fingered hands. They cared less about politics and more about new markets and technologies. 3 Tyrillian ships arrived in Earth orbit without Council approval. Their leader, Trade Director Selvig, requested a meeting with Earth's economic representatives. Henry Clark sat across from Selvig in the Geneva Trade Center. As Earth's economic minister, Clark had negotiated many deals, but never with aliens. The Council moves too slowly, Selvig said, his translator making his clicks and whistles into smooth English. We prefer not to waste time. Your people have proven interesting. Clark smiled politely. Interesting how? You solve problems differently. Selvig replied. The star stabilization technology alone has enormous market value, but we suspect you have other innovations. We might, Clark said carefully. What exactly are you proposing? Selvig placed a small device on the table. It projected a list of technologies the consortium could offer. Faster ships, better medicines, new energy sources. We offer exclusive trade agreements, Selvig explained. These technologies in exchange for access to Earth's unique resources and innovations. Clark studied the list. Many items would help Earth, but he noticed what was missing. This list doesn't include quantum communication or gravity manipulation. Selvig's 6 fingers tapped the table nervously. Those are restricted by Council law. Yet we know they exist, Clark replied. And our scientists are close to developing them anyway. The negotiations lasted 4 days. Clark's team analyzed every offer, comparing it with Earth's own research. They pushed hard for better terms, knowing the consortium wanted access to Earth before the Council could establish restrictions. On the final day, Clark presented his counteroffer. 50 restricted technologies in exchange for limited access to our resources and 8 human innovations. Selvig's eyes widened. 50. The Council would never approve. The Council doesn't need to know all the details, Clark interrupted. Isn't that how the consortium usually operates? Selvig made a sound that might have been a laugh. You understand us better than expected. 30 technologies. No more. 45. 35. 40, with priority access to new human innovations for the next 10 years. Selvig paused, calculating profits in his head. Agreed. They signed the agreement that afternoon. It was the largest private trade deal in Council history, though few would know its true scope. News of the agreement spread quickly. Other Council species protested the consortium's actions, but couldn't stop what was already done. The agreement created a powerful faction supporting humanity within the Council. The consortium and their allies now had financial reasons to push for greater human involvement. Admiral Carter met with President Barnes after the deal was signed. Clark got more than we hoped for, Carter said, reviewing the agreement. This changes the balance of power. Barnes nodded. The military-focused Council species will be concerned. Let them worry, Carter replied. Every day we gain more allies and more technology. The question isn't whether they'll accept us as equals anymore. What is the question then? Barnes asked. Whether they'll realize how much they need us before it's too late. Across the galaxy, the ripples of human actions continued to spread. The Arcturian peoples honored Earth with monuments. The consortium began establishing trade offices on Earth, and within the Council, the debate about humanity grew more heated. Some Council members now argued that humans deserve special consideration. Others warned that Earth's rapid rise followed dangerous patterns from ancient history. But all agreed on one thing. Humanity could no longer be treated as just another young species finding its way in the galaxy. 1 year after the consortium deal, the Galactic Council found itself deeply divided over humanity. 3 clear factions had formed, each with different views on how to handle Earth. The integrationists believed humans should join the Council as full members. Led by the species saved in the Arcturian crisis and those profiting from trade deals, they saw humans as valuable allies. The restrictionists feared human advancement. They wanted strict limits on human expansion and technology sharing. Many military species joined this group, concerned about Earth's growing power. The pragmatists sought a middle path. They hoped to use human innovation without giving Earth full rights or independence. The oldest council species mostly fell into this category, including the ancient Aetheri. As these factions argued, something unexpected happened on several council worlds. Regular citizens began demanding more contact with humans. The Arcturian rescue had made humans popular heroes. Stories about Earth culture spread through information networks. Some aliens even traveled to Earth as tourists. Grand Counselor Genla called for order as the debate grew louder in the council chamber. Representatives shouted over each other, some demanding human containment, others pushing for alliance. "This bickering solves nothing," Genla said, his silver skin reflecting the chamber's lights. "We must reach consensus." From the back of the chamber, a hushed silence suddenly fell. A tall, bone-white figure moved slowly toward the center. It was the speaker of the Quillari, one of the oldest species in the galaxy. The Quillari rarely attended council meetings, preferring to observe from their home system. When they spoke, everyone listened. The speaker's voice sounded like rustling leaves. "We have seen this before." The chamber remained silent as the ancient being continued. 12 million years ago, before most of your species existed, we witnessed the rise of the precursors. Like humans, they advanced quickly. Like humans, they solved problems in unexpected ways. Like humans, they did not accept their assigned place. The speaker's pale eyes swept across the room. The Precursor War nearly destroyed the galaxy. Their pride led to destruction. Are we walking this path again? Many counselors shifted uncomfortably. The Precursor War was the greatest tragedy in galactic history, known to all educated species. Grand Counselor Genla spoke carefully. "Speaker, are you suggesting humans will follow the Precursor's path to destruction?" "I suggest nothing," the speaker replied. "I observe patterns. The humans differ in one important way. They have shown restraint when they could have shown force. This deserves consideration." After the speaker returned to silence, the debate continued with less anger but more urgency. Finally, Genla called for a formal vote on whether to recognize Earth as a galactic power deserving special status. The vote ended in a perfect tie, something that had never happened in council history. Tradition required consensus. Without it, no action could be taken. Zenlev addressed the divided council. "For now, we will continue to observe and engage with humans under existing protocols. This matter will be revisited when new information emerges." As the council remained deadlocked, Earth continued building its position in the galaxy. Admiral Carter established trade agreements with 15 more species outside the council framework. Earth colonies expanded to 3 new star systems. Human technology continued advancing, sometimes in directions that surprised even the oldest council scientists. In his office on Earth, Admiral Carter reviewed reports of the council vote. "They can't decide what to do with us," he told President Barnes over a secure channel. "That gives us time." "Time for what?" Barnes asked. "Time to make ourselves too valuable to ignore," Carter replied. "The council will eventually realize they need us more than we need them." Across the stars, the balance of power shifted slowly but steadily. Humanity's influence grew despite the council's indecision. More species sought Earth's help with problems their traditional allies couldn't solve. The deadlock in the council only seemed to strengthen Earth's position as an independent power acting outside traditional structures. The galaxy was changing, and humanity stood at the center of that change. 2 years after the Council's deadlocked vote, a dangerous situation developed on the edge of Council space. Two powerful species, the Vorax and the Nath-Krell, entered a dispute over mining rights in a shared star system. Both sides refused traditional Council mediation. War seemed certain. Then something unexpected happened. Both species jointly requested human negotiators. They didn't trust the Council to be neutral, but they believed humans had no hidden agenda in their region of space. Colonel Maria Diaz led the Earth mediation team. At 38, she had negotiated 3 previous alien conflicts successfully. Her team included diplomats, scientists, and a small security detail. They arrived at a space station in neutral territory. Representatives from both warring species waited in separate sections. The station also housed observers from several Council species, watching the humans with great interest. We have 3 days before their military forces reach the point of no return, Diaz told her team. Let's get started. The negotiations proved difficult. Both sides had legitimate claims. The Vorax had discovered the resources first. The Nath-Krell had developed the technology to safely extract them. Both were stubborn, prideful species. On the second day, as Diaz presented a possible compromise, alarms blared throughout the station. A ship had docked without authorization. Armed intruders stormed the meeting hall. Radicals, shouted a Nath-Krell representative. They want to prevent peace. The attackers wore no identifying marks. They fired weapons that temporarily paralyzed their targets. Several Vorax and Nath-Krell delegates fell. The Council observers fled to safety. Diaz and her security team didn't run. Instead, they activated devices on their wrists. Shimmering energy fields surrounded them, personal shields unlike anything the Council species had seen before. The human team moved with practiced precision. They subdued the attackers without killing them, using non-lethal weapons that worked through their own shields but couldn't penetrate them. When it was over, Diaz's team had captured all 15 attackers without a single human casualty. More importantly, they had protected delegates from both sides. Your security forces saved my life, the lead Vorax delegate told Diaz afterward. We will not forget this. The failed attack changed the mood of the negotiations. With new respect for the humans, both sides agreed to Diaz's compromise within hours. War was averted. News of the incident spread quickly through Council space. The human personal shields had impressed everyone who saw them. The fact that humans risked themselves to protect both sides equally earned respect, even from species that had distrusted Earth. 1 week later, Grand Counselor Zhenla called an emergency session of the full Council. Recent events have forced us to reconsider the human question, Zhenla announced. Colonel Diaz's team demonstrated technology we didn't know humans possessed. More importantly, they showed character many found surprising. Admiral Carter attended this session as Earth's representative. When invited to speak, he approached the central platform with calm confidence. Earth appreciates the Council's reconsideration, Carter began. But there's something you should know. He activated a holographic display showing a region of space beyond the Council's borders. Strange ships of unknown design appeared in the images. For the past year, Earth has been monitoring an unknown force approaching from outside the galaxy, Carter explained. We've intercepted 3 scouting parties. We believe a larger invasion will follow. Shocked whispers spread through the chamber. Why didn't you inform the Council? Demanded Zhenla. We tried, Carter replied simply. Our reports were classified as unverified and ignored. Carter continued, revealing how humanity had been quietly defending the galaxy's edge. We didn't ask to join your council because we needed your protection. We asked because we thought you might need ours. The council chamber fell silent as the implications became clear. Humanity wasn't just another species seeking membership. They had already become an indispensable galactic power. That day, Earth was offered full council membership with unprecedented provisions. As the human delegation took their seats at the council table, the balance of galactic power shifted forever. The Council had finally realized that humanity was too powerful to ignore. More importantly, they had realized that humanity was too valuable to lose.